think of anyone else. Who better to speak out against the Patriot Act, NDAA, CISPA, the Anti-Protest Act? Me. I can't think of anyone else better that would be in a better position to speak out against it than me. You know, and I look at these things and I think, you know, is there a reason that I saw what I did? Is there a reason the district lines changed just as the underwear bomber case was ending? I don't know. Is there some higher power driving me, pushing me in this direction? I don't know. I guess we'll find out, though. But I think your viewers and your listeners got to see a glimpse of Kurt Haskell, the politician, during the underwear bomber case, when you saw Kurt Haskell, the eyewitness, the relentless pit bull speaking out for what's right against the establishment, against those that do wrong, against the media that won't report on something. That's a glimpse of how I'll be in Congress when I get into Congress. And I think this country desperately needs someone like that, a lot more than one person, many, many people like that, to change the course that it's been on.
And by the way, if everybody starts resisting and running, a lot of us will end up getting in. Resistance is victory. But I was doing some research. I mean, this is one of the few races and few areas where it's silly that the Democrats aren't even putting a contender in, because, you know, they would have had a chance to beat the Republican. And obviously you're nonpartisan. You're more of a constitutional libertarian. For you, you're just using, you know, the Democratic slot because, you know, that's the best chance you've got because there's not another Democratic candidate. And you have gotten some media attention. So this is very exciting. People need to volunteer. They need to donate. They need to get behind you right now, like INFOWARS is doing, because it would be wonderful to have you in Congress when you had the courage, along with your wife, to speak out and to, you know, talk to the media and to tell the truth and be proven right. It would be wonderful to have you there, especially since Ron Paul, he doesn't win the presidency, is leaving Congress. More people like you, it would just be amazing. For people around the nation, give us the prognosis. Tell us the lay of the land in Michigan, the chances you've got to win, who you're up against, what people can do, and some of the other policies, things you stand for, type of media coverage you've gotten.
Yeah, I just have to comment on that. I do have some Democratic views. I'm not, you know, I just want to be clear on that. But, you know, my main views are the following: uphold the Constitution, we need a hard money standard, and we need to restore the middle class. You know, but on some of these topics, I am Democratic, like pro-choice, and, you know, pro-middle class and things like that. It's some of the Republican things like pro-war candidates and mixing religion and politics that I just don't agree with.
I wasn't trying to speak for you, but I mean, I knew your policy on hard money. I've read your blog and stuff. So, I mean, I would call you then what, kind of like a libertarian Democrat?
Yeah, I think that would be a better characterization of me. But, you know, the reason I want a hard money standard is to stop the growth of inflation. I want a hard money standard to stop all the printing of the money that's destroying the middle class by making gas and food prices so high. So
let me ask you this. What would you do as congressman that tens of billions was given to GM to move it to Brazil, China, and Eastern Europe? I'm sure you know Volt and a lot of Cadillac manufacturing is going to China, and we actually paid our money, our tax money, to move it. What would you do as congressman about that?
It's insane. How can we do that? Well, there has to be some sort of tax punishment for corporations that do that, or, you know, a tax for importing their goods that they import from these countries, or a tax on corporations that use very cheap labor and then import the goods.
Well, sure.
Here. So
I mean, on top of it, we have tax incentives to leave, but when that's not enough, our tax money is paid to move it. That's like making you buy the gun they use to shoot you with. I mean,
I really wanted to answer one question you asked me 2 questions ago there, Alex, if I could, about the lay of the land here in Michigan.
Yeah, go ahead. Do that.
Something really interesting with that. Now, I'm the only Democrat running for this congressional seat so far. There's still 15 more days to jump in against me. But, you know, I thought I would have the support of the Democratic Party to run for the seat. It's the opposite again, Alex. My own party doesn't even want me in. The heads of the party, you know, the voters do want me in, but the heads of the party, the state and the national party, they don't want me to win. What they're doing, and this is so hard to believe that, but it's true. they're recruiting Joe Schwartz. Joe Schwartz is a lifelong Republican. He doesn't even live in our district. He's an ex-CIA member, and they're telling him they'll give him all kinds of money to move into the district, switch parties to the Democratic Party, and run against me. It's insane.
No, that shows right there that the power structure is absolutely scared of you. And again, if you look at even county sheriffs now, they're recruiting former CIA or FBI. And in Texas, something like half of them are former feds. They're just moving their operatives in to every position. So they're openly saying, I saw an article on that, move in, run against this Haskell. That shows that you're really a populist. I think that's the best term. A libertarian, Democratic populist. And they're scared of you. They're scared because they know you're not scared and that you're willing to tell the truth.
I agree. But again, it's just like I saw in the underwear bomber case. Big government, the media, they're against me. I need the help of the people here. And obviously I'm not going to get the monetary support from the public. So I'm going to need, some from the party. I'm going to need it from the public. Just a couple other things I stand for. I want to stop these illegal, unnecessary wars, obviously, that are based on terrorism. I think your listeners know my position on that. I think we need to jail the bankers that are involved in all these scams that have brought the economy down. It's just ridiculous. Stop the war on drugs. I want to legalize marijuana, and have the government quit harassing people for that. And reform the bankruptcy law so people can get rid of their student loans and get rid of the negative balance on their mortgages.
Oh, but that's not free market. But what is the Republicans tell us, the establishment, neocons, is giving trillions to foreign banks on their fraudulent derivatives. That's free market. But these rip-off loans where people are paying loan sharking rates and can never get a job with these worthless degrees, 53% of them, cutting back on those or trying to save the economy, that's not free market. We can't do that.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. The government's just favoring big corporations over and over and over again in the banks and Wall Street. And there needs to be a balance there. There's nothing left for the workers and the middle class, people that are actually trying hard to.
Well, Henry Ford, love him or hate him, he said, I want my car to be inexpensive enough, and I want to pay my people enough where they can buy my car. But see, the globalists, they don't want that. They want this fascistic economy where nobody in the general public has anything but a tiny elite. They're using poverty to control us. Break down more of your policies that sound awesome and your stances on things, but also what Michigan is like right now in this nationwide depression.
Yeah, well, Michigan's driven by the auto industry, and that's part of my district too. So it's actually been hit really hard here, although the past year or two it's been a little better. There's been some recovery in the auto industry. But yeah, it's a devastated economy here. People are broke. They're tired of the corporations taking all the money, sending all the jobs overseas, just like the GM news they mentioned a minute ago. Oh, the government gives GM money, send jobs overseas. Those jobs were probably here in Michigan, and that's what we have here, just loss of jobs. The district I'm in is pretty equally split between Democrat and Republican. It's a mix of middle class areas and farm areas, but it's pretty evenly split. And the incumbent we have in office now is very unconstitutional. If you ask me, he's voted for CISPA, the NDAA, the anti-protest bill and all that. So, and he does it. All he does is what party leaders tell him to do. I think we really need people in office that will make decisions on what's right and not what party leaders tell them to do.
Give us the website. Tell people out there what they can do in 60 seconds to get you into office.
Sure. Well, Alex, I hate to go on the air and beg, but I really need contributions to my campaign with the party leaders not helping me.
No, if people want their country back, they've got to support candidates like you. They've got to put their money where their mouth is, because regardless, you're going to be able to get up there and educate people during the process. If we fire enough missiles at the enemy in the info war, some of the torpedoes are going to hit.
which is exactly what I'll do if I get into Congress. Nobody can intimidate me, buy me off, or do anything to me to get me to shut up, as you saw in the underwear bomber case. But Kurt Haskell for Congress.com. You can donate to my campaign on there. I would really appreciate it. I know you have, what, 3 million listeners, Alex?
Yes.
You know, if everyone just donates a little bit to me, I would have, you know, enough money to get in office, to put on a really great campaign and win, which I think I can do. And I put in as much time of my own as I can. I'm really trying to get as many votes as I can. But, you know, it'd sure help if I could put some ads in the mass media. That would help a lot. And I would greatly appreciate it if your listeners would, you know, donate to my campaign.
Well, I hardly agree with you. And whether it's $5 or $10,000, people need to do it because you have already done so much to expose false flag terror. Your case and then Fast and Furious together is opening up doors in people's perception where they're going, oh, now I see why they stage stuff. I mean, can you speak to what you would do in Congress day one if you got in?
Well, you know, it would depend on what's, you know, what the pending issues are for that day. But just look at each issue compared to how I was in the underwear bomber case. That's what you'll see. You'll see me using the bully pulpit, you know, and the media to speak the truth on what's going on in this country, and not speak the talking points, not lie to people, but to actually get the truth from people, to get answers that will actually help the country. And that's what you're going to see. You're going to see me sticking up for the people, calling out members of the government that are not following the Constitution, that are screwing over the public, you know, with their money and tax dollars. You're going to see me screaming about new unconstitutional laws that are proposed and that sort of thing, day in and day out, no matter what the topic is. You're going to hear a straight answer from me. You're going to hear me call everyone out on the nonsense. You're going to see me on TV doing it, and hopefully I can do that. And not only to help on the laws and the votes, but to change public opinion. And that's what we really need. You know that as well as I do, Alex.
Tell me about the media. I mean, you say the Democrats have been running from you scared, trying to recruit a Republican to run against you. Just classic. How has the prostitute media been behaving?
Of course, they're all for that plan, Alex. You know, if you Google this, Joe Schwartz or my name, 7th District, Michigan, you'll see they want Joe Schwartz to run. They want, not only do they want him to run, but you'll see the articles. Oh, great, Joe Schwartz might be running. Hooray! And then they don't even mention that I'm running. That kind of thing. You know, same kind of thing I got it during the underwear bomber case, where they didn't want to talk about my story for 2 years.
So even if somebody doesn't have 10 cents to rub together, or 2 nickels to rub together, to be technical, they should write letters to the editor. They should do YouTubes in support of you. They should help you get yard signs. I mean, it's simple, like $1 or $2 pays for a yard sign. There's just basic stuff people can do. And if the whole Ron Paul type movement gets behind somebody like you for your honesty and integrity alone, I would support you, even if I disagree with you on a few issues. It's about getting activist people into Congress. That's what it's supposed to be about. What would you do in Congress on the underwear bomber front?
On the underwear bomber front?
Yes.
Well, tell the truth. Tell the American people what really happened. You know, use it to get the body scanning machines out of the airport. Call out the people that use this as a crutch for further policies, which you see all the time. You know, we need this because of the underwear bomber case. We need that because of the underwear bomber case. That sort of thing.
So Kurt Haskell, pro-liberty, anti-groping.
Yep, you got it. I'm an anti-groper, Alex, that's for sure.
Well, that's not the American way. You know, they want to change the American flag to somebody's huevos getting grabbed by a potbelly. So, I mean, now, what happened to Congressman Dingleberry?
The district lines were redrawn, and he was moved to a different district. So, you know, that's part of the reason I never considered running before, because he's basically unbeatable. He's won